Okay, so this goes into the Zelda thing. How do I find a creator that I like to learn from? And I know you and I
Ooh.
both are going to have our takes on it. Again, this one actually comes from my wife. As she's playing this iteration, this third run through of Tears of the Kingdom, although she's watched me do it, it just never took. I showed her, hey, if you want to keep finding the light roots or the shrines, you can search this name. You can look up some things. Where do I find this suit? And it'll tell you how to start the mission. And that's all she really needs. That's all either one of us really needs. Like, how do I find this one section to start? And she does it. Well, she started instead of using like ChatGPT, or I always like go to IGN or something like that. She
Yeah.
started Googling it, right, and getting different things. And then she stumbled across this creator that is amazing on YouTube. I didn't know, I didn't plan I was going to talk about this tonight, so I'll have to try to get the creator's name so we can give her a shout out because I think she's amazing. I told my wife, like, we need to find out if she has a Patreon and just give her some money because here's the deal. She gets to the point and she does not show off. So it's like you're looking up, how do I find this shrine or how do I find this mission? She will say, if you haven't already done this thing, here's the link in the notes. Go do this thing first if you need to, and then come back to this video. And then all our videos are like 8-10 minutes long, and it's very much you're going to start here. Here's a good look at it. Fast forward to the travel, or here's a couple different ways to travel. Just here's how it lands. So you're visualizing, you're seeing it. It's just to the point, and it's almost bookmarked. So it's like, hey, I got here. I can just stop it, and I can figure it out myself. And that kind of creator for my wife was very amazing. I like that kind of creator in general. So Joe, I'm gonna come up with my own too, but tell me, how do I find a creator that you like to learn? It doesn't have to be games, but how do you find somebody you like to learn from?
Yeah, and a lot of that is going to have to deal with style. Like, for instance, you were talking about games, and so it made me think of Silent Whisperer. He's a Minecraft YouTuber. I think he started to play Java recently, but for a long time he was a Bedrock YouTuber, and that's the version that I played the most is the Bedrock version. And so he what I love about his style is whenever he is showing people how to do things, like with Redstone or some other technical aspects of the game, because that's kind of what he focuses on. He'll explain why things work, not just how to set it up, but why it works the way it works. And for me, I love to hear that. For other people, that's going to be way too much information. And so you got to find people that deliver the information the way you want to receive it. Because other people are just going to be like, hey, here's what you do. Put this block here, this block here, this block here. Boom, you're done. Now,
Yeah.
he recognizes that there's people like that. And so at the very beginning, he says, skip to this timestamp if all you're here
Nice.
for is
The solution.
is the solution. If you don't want to hear the technical details, the why, just skip to this timestamp and you're good.
I don't want that, but very nice.
Yeah. And so I love to hear that. One that I've been watching recently is a YouTuber by the name of Hightail Engineer, because I've been playing.
Yeah.
Well, not so much for the past month, but I need to get back to it. I haven't posted a video for my Hightail stuff lately. But anyway, regardless, Hightail Engineer, similar thing to Silent Whisperer, where he goes into more of the technical reasons why, and hopefully he'll have a lot more to go on in the future when they actually have more technical aspects to Hightail. They're working on it. They'll get there eventually in a year or two. But the stuff that you can get to, he has shown a whole bunch of stuff and provided a lot of information, the breakdown of how the different trees grow and things like that. Like he calls himself the Hightail Engineer for a reason. And so he always puts out very well thought out, really good information videos that goes into details and shows people how to do different things. Outside of that, when I'm wanting to learn stuff from people, is I like to seek out people who just are doing things that I find interesting. Like Zach Builds. He's a YouTuber. He does a whole bunch of technical builds. He does woodworking and electronics builds, and he does different projects. And what I really like about him is he'll say the premise of the project. He'll show steps along the way where he messes up along the way,
Okay.
and then he shows the final product. And then afterwards, he gives a brief rundown of what he would have done better if he was to do the project again, like different ideas that he has on what could have gone better. And then he also has a deeper dive that's locked behind membership, where he goes into even more details of it and things like that. But it's interesting to me. I find it interesting to see the creativity of what he's building, and he uses a 3D printer a lot, and he actually puts all of those schematics out for anyone who has a 3D printer if they want to try to replicate what he's doing.
Nice.
And so he puts that out as a resource for people to use as well, so that they can work with it as well. So I don't know. I personally, I like to hear the nitty gritty and the detail oriented, but like you and I have both recognized, that's not for everyone.
Well, and I don't need your unboxing. I effing hate unboxing, especially because I'm like, how do I look at this specific feature on this specific product? And it goes, oh, here. It's now sometimes Google will find, like, it'll take you right to the middle section of the video, whatever. But a lot of times I'm just on YouTube looking it up myself, and it's always, not always, the ones I hate are always 5 minutes of, hi guys, you know me by now. No, I don't. It's the first time I've ever seen your video. I just want to get to the point. And it's 5 minutes of talking. It's like, well, then, go check out my products over here. And here's an unboxing. I bought the damn thing. I know what it looks like coming out of the box. Why do we do those? They are so dumb. So yeah, I want you to get to the point of what I'm looking up. And to that point, I made a video because a long time ago, I did a video with Hugh where he walked me through how to set up buses and different little things and make things sound a little bit better. Basically, taking a high level engineering idea, audio engineering idea, and trying to simplify it, except he can't simplify things, right? That's what I'm interpreting. So that video is even too long. And I kept finding myself referencing it. It's like, oh, it's been a while. I got a new computer, new installation of Reaper. I need to reset up these little effects. What do I do? And I went, I'm going to redo that video. And I did it with Steven Adams. And then I went in and I cut it. So we recorded it in about 30 minutes. I think I cut it down to less than 20 minutes. It just got to the show and tell of this is how you do it and run right through it. Because that's the video I want. Yep. I get there's people who do stuff for entertainment. Now the question is, how do you find them, right? And I listen to podcasts in my car. I don't really listen to stuff right now while I'm working, or watch stuff for that matter while I'm working. My attention is drawn around to things. So I don't really put on, like, I'm playing a lot of Slay the Spire 2. And I do, if I could go to upload something on YouTube, there's always a suggestion, whatever. And that's how I find people. Here's this thing about the game. I'll click on it, and I didn't like how you talked, whatever. I don't downvote it. I just quit clicking on the suggestions. And then if I find somebody I like, I follow through. When I was playing Balatro a lot, Kurt, rest in peace, I was looking for different ways to figure out that game. And I did finally come across a creator that I followed on TikTok or whatever. His shorts were really good of just these different moments and how he kind of got to them. But my thing is, I don't have the time to watch it like a TV show, right? I do like that, but when I'm learning, I want somebody to give me the short, not shortcuts like how to cheat the game, but the shorthand, if you will. Hey, if you get this thing and do this thing, it'll do this thing. Cool. Now I have a better idea of how to move forward in the game. Or whatever it is in life, how I'm putting something together. I hate when they skip a step. It's like, hey, we're building this table, and I'm going to show you 2 hours of me taking a lathe and just shaving off inches, and then all of a sudden it's
here's
together.
the table.
Yeah, it's like, no, Where's the screw? Where's the braces? What did you do? How'd you hold it together? No. Devo. No, I'm just kidding. Devo doesn't do that. But
It's all together now.
yeah, that whole snap thing on TikTok, whatever. But I think you just kind of gravitate to different people in your life and different ways of absorbing that information. But I just was impressed that my wife actually found a creator that she watches consistently because it just hits it calms the ADD part of the brain. It just goes, here, much like the guy you're talking about. I think like, here's how you do it. And you can just skip ahead to the end and whatever you need.
Yep.
So I guess on that, there are no shortcuts, says Devo. Shorthand. No, but I don't, dude, you know, Devo. Okay. This is conversation for the uber smart people in the room. So if you want to listen in, you're one of the uber smart people. If I go to a class, I typically don't need that hour-long lecture. If you actually just gave me the slide deck, I could probably skip through it in less than 5 minutes and get the entire concept, pass the test, and probably, depending on the subject, know it well enough to turn around and teach that class with that PowerPoint. That's what I need out of people. And I understand there's different people in life, but it feels like the majority of videos are made for the people who are like, I don't get it. Can you show me again? I don't get it. I'm like, you could show me in a minute-long video, Joe, if you could cut it down, like you could bullet point it. If I want to start hightail, hey, Charles, you're going to go, bam, here, you're going to grab this axe, you're going to cut this thing down, do this, and now you'll figure out how to do campfire, and you'll go from there. Cool, thanks. That's all I needed.
Makes me think of my manager. What he's been doing lately is we've now incorporated I'm guessing it's Copilot, but an AI with our Teams chat, and so it'll listen to the meetings and create a transcript.
Yeah.
And what he started doing is taking that transcript, then copying it into Copilot and saying, "Hey, summarize this for me."
Yes.
So what I think he does, and I could be completely wrong, is I think he'll get into a meeting just so the transcript becomes available to him, and he'll mute it and work on something else because he's too busy to actually listen to the meeting. And
this meeting could have been an AI summary.
Yep.
There's another sticker. Now that one we can do with AI because it's ironic.
Yep. So we were talking a little bit beforehand, but my manager, he tells us almost every time that we're in a meeting with him, use Copilot more. He's begging us to use Copilot more. So we're like, okay.
And we'll wrap it here. Diva says, we're talking about shortcuts, going back and forth in the chat there, because I spent years learning the long way to learn the shortcuts. And that's a caffeination that I haven't done yet, I don't believe. I have to check my notes. Maybe I did. But it was a quote from Landman. Billy Bob Thornton says, if you want to play the game, you have to learn the rules. And if you, no, how do you say? He said it so good. I wrote it down in my notes. But basically, he's like, if you want to break the rules, you got to learn the rules. And it was that makes a very good point, Devo. I was like, I'm a very excellent teacher in EMT class because I can shortcut that brain of going, stop thinking about all this complicated stuff. It's this, it's that. Cool. Hey, you like tattoos? It's like when you got a tattoo. Related something that relates in their life very quick, because I spent 30 years taking that long path to go, oh my God, we spend way too many words and time on BS when we could just go XYZ, be done. Yeah, Landman is a fantastic show. I'm waiting for him to finish up this new season. They'll get Paramount again. So
I looked up the quote. You got to know the rules of the game to bend them, and you really got to know them to break them.
That's it. See? Great quote. Yeah, so good.